Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video I'll be talking about how the Washington Commanders, at least according to PFF, have the second best corner in the NFL through 3 weeks of the NFL season. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button and that notification bell as well. Close to 12k subscribers here. It's free and it takes a couple seconds. Also check out Mojo, giving away Jahan Dotson jersey signed and some tickets. Also check out BetUS as well. And yes, you do have to take PFF with a grain of salt, but I feel like this grade kind of matches the eye test, or, matches the eye test. And some of these grades that they, put out don't really match the eye test. Like Andrew Wiley had a 67, 68 PFF grade, which is solid against the, Buffalo Bills, and I thought he played terribly. But let's get into it. So this guy, this is his second stint on the team, and he's been, here for all the Rivera years, and that is cornerback Kendall Fuller. He has an 88.2 overall grade, which is the second highest cornerback grade in all of football. He's been targeted 12 times this year, allowing 5 catches for 26 yards on the entire season, and has an interception. And this guy, some people hate him. Some people thought, he was, washed. And he's just been really, really solid every single year. Is he elite? No. He has his stretches where he's really good. He does. Like when we first got him in 2020, or I guess when he first came back in 2020, the first 4 or 5 weeks that he played, because I think he missed the first week or two, he was really good. An interception almost every single game. And then after that, there's a stretch where it was like bad. And it's been kind of like that every single year, but so far this year he's been really solid. And I joked early on, like I could see whatever Jerry Jeudy or whoever we played week 1, Marquise Brown, burning him deep, because speed isn't necessarily his strong suit, but he's just a veteran. He is very savvy, and he has he breaks on the ball really well, and overall just a really solid player. And he's had a great start to the year, and against the Buffalo Bills had a really good game, man. I mean, as good of a game as you can pretty much have as a corner. 35 snaps in coverage, 5 targets, 1 reception allowed, -1 passing yards allowed, 1 interception, and a 0 pass rating allowed. And honestly, like if he's playing like this, put him on the best receiver. Like Emmanuel Forbes, he wasn't on him a ton, but he didn't, do that well against Stephon Diggs. And then Benjamin St. Juste was getting cooked all day by Stephon Diggs. So, maybe it would have been the same thing with Kendall Fuller, but I would have at least liked to see what would happen. But he was probably, I didn't watch all the film, but, watch more of the offensive stuff and the offensive line. But he was probably more on Gabe Davis. And besides the 1 touchdown, and that wasn't even on Kendall Fuller, that was on Derek Forrest, he had 0 catches. So I think he was on, Gabe Davis for most of the game. And yeah, he had a really, really good game. And he has been one of the bright spots on this defense, one of the bright spots on the secondary, probably been our best defender, in the secondary this year. I mean, Cam Curl's been solid, but, he could play better. I mean, in the Bills game, I think he missed, he had that interception where it would have been really, really tough to hold on to that, but that was one he probably would like to have. And then he missed that sack on whatever, it might have been 2nd or 3rd and goal. And then, Josh Allen rushes in for the touchdown. He should definitely have that sack. And then Derek Forrest has been up and down. He's been dropping some interceptions. Emmanuel Forbes has been up and down. Benjamin St. Juste, has had a good game, bad game. I think Kendall Fuller has been our best guy in the secondary. I mean, you could say maybe the best guy on our defense, but I would still put, the D lineman ahead of him. But he's been in this league for a long time now. This is a contract year for him. But I think this is a little bit of appreciation for Kendall Fuller, how long he's been doing it for us, just going through the stats right here. But we drafted him in 2016 and, had a, first year wasn't amazing, but after that had a good year, 4 interceptions, and then got traded to the Chiefs. Had some, decent years there, helped him win a Super Bowl. And then with us, he's had 8 interceptions the last 3 years, and then 1 interception this year as well. Had 2 pick sixes last year, and has just been really solid for us, and at times a lot better than solid. And he, I feel like around the league, he actually has a lot of respect. Like for some reason, like Madden and stuff always gives him like a really high rating. But I feel like amongst Washington fans, I don't know if we appreciate him enough. And he does have these periods, every year, at least 3-4 game stretch where he's really good, and he'll have some stretches where he's not great. But that's a lot of players do that. But overall, when you finish the season, you're like, Kendall Fuller was pretty good this year. He had some not so great games, but that's what you kind of expect out of him. So hopefully Forbes can step up and Benjamin St-Juste can step up so that, okay, retaining him as a free agent isn't necessary. But if they don't, that's a big loss. That's a big loss if he leaves you, and he is getting older, so I wouldn't want to, bring him back on like a 3-4 year deal. But if we could bring him back for like a 1 year deal, I would not mind that at all. And a huge shout out to Mojo Fantasy for sponsoring this video. They recently just launched this new, cool, and innovating app. There's thousands of NFL and MLB props. You build a portfolio, and the better your portfolio performs, the more cash you win. And the really cool thing about Mojo is that you're not competing against the books. You're competing against your friends, fellow NFL fans or NFC East rivals. You can go ahead and join a contest with your friends and see who does better. And, you can all win, or some of you can win. And that's what makes it fun, the competition. You can pull in and out of your props, kind of like a stock market. So if your prop isn't doing well and you think, there's no chance it hits, you can still make some money. Whether you do it earlier in the game, you'll probably make a little bit more back, or at the end of the game when there's no chance, you have very little chance it hits. So go ahead and check out Mojo. Use my link in the description and the QR code on the screen to download Mojo. If you do, just click comment done, and you're entered in a Sam Howell signed jersey giveaway, Jahan Dotson signed jersey giveaway, and a ticket giveaway. So make sure you guys sign up for it and just let me know down below in the comments or on Twitter or my email. All will be in the description. Okay, and we're back, and shout out to Mason for this tweet. He has a bunch of PFF stuff and, grades that he has the PFF premium, I think, so he gets all the grades and he posts those. So shout out to him. Go ahead and follow him, and he has a podcast as well. But Kendall Fuller, 120 coverage snaps, 5 catches, 26 yards, only 1 missed tackle on the year. He's also very underrated as a tackler, and in the run game, in the screen game, I feel like he's also very good in that sense as well. So far, he has been our best cornerback on the year, during the season. We will see if that continues. But yeah, just everything about Kendall Fuller, he's pretty consistent, healthy. He's a vet. He's helping these guys out. Like, Emmanuel Forbes is young. He's, very raw. So Kendall Fuller is definitely giving him tips. And, even to Benjamin St-Juste, who's been in the league for a few years, like Kendall Fuller is giving him tips. And I think it'll help those guys out in the long run. So it's very valuable to have Kendall Fuller in this room. And like when we drafted him, there was a lot of people that were like, cut Kendall Fuller. And that just really didn't make sense. Or when we drafted Emmanuel Forbes and then Quan Martin, some people were thinking that. And, maybe like when it first happened, I was like, do all these guys fit? But then I was like, you can't cut Kendall Fuller, because even if you don't start him, even if Quan Martin looks like an absolute beast in the preseason and in camp and you start him, Kendall Fuller would still be like probably the best backup corner in football. But that didn't end up being the case at all. Quan Martin hasn't played a single defensive snap, and Kendall Fuller has been our best corner. And Emmanuel Forbes has been playing like half the snaps. So Fuller's been our starting, yeah, he's just a beast, and I wanted to make this video to talk about Kendall Fuller. So hope you guys appreciate it. If you did, hit that like button. Check out Mojo. Again, it really does help me out, supporting the sponsors. And yeah, peace, guys.